someone who was part of the cast, when you watched the season together or even a few episodes with the cast, if you guys did that, how was that experience?
It was wonderful, you see, because when we shot Karishma's parts, there were not, besides the last chase and when they catch her, I didn't really get a chance to work with all these wonderful actors who I know and love and admire. So actually, it was only during the promotions and after the show dropped that we, got to exchange hugs and kisses and give each other the love and respect that we feel. So it was really wonderful to, because I worked with Shefali on my very first film, Monsoon Wedding.
Of course, yes.
And I, had this magnificent experience while shooting for this film called Kissa, where we both our lives transformed after that film. So many, the actors in this film are very, very special to me, and I never got a chance to do scenes with them. But of course, the co-actors I worked with were phenomenal, like Jatin, the gang was really, really tight. Even though we were kept away from the rest of the police procedures, the police team, it was quite wonderful to actually come together and be in the right side of things.
In another interview, you mentioned that obviously Karishma's character in a way is a bit flawed, and we see that, but also extremely true to herself. So how was it playing the character, and any specific preparation that you did different from obviously the plethora of films and shows that you've done in the past? Anything different that you've done to get into the skin of that character?
No, for any project, it is reading the script again and again and figuring out that in the scenes that you have, how can you show what this character has gone through in her life, which we won't see.
Right.
How do you make the unseen felt? That is pretty much the aspiration, the goal, the desire in anything one does, in any character one plays. And there's nothing, and Lata was the same. That these are her scenes. This is what she eventually ends up doing. But why? Why does she do that? And keeping that alive, the many insults, humiliations that she might have encountered in her life daily, which we won't see.
Right.
Is what I have to keep alive. Because the scene that you're doing, the situation is already there. The actors are there, the players are there, the room is there, the action is pre-decided, the lines are pre-decided. So that's already there, right? So if you've done your basic work, you're like, okay, this is what I have to do and this is what happens. But what is not there is, what was her childhood? When did she break her heart the first time? When she started working in a parlor, how many people just shoved their feet on her lap while she did their pedicure?
Right.
And didn't even say hi to her. We are accustomed to our privilege and our entitlement, so much so that for us, a whole class of the service industry, people who are serving us, are largely invisible.
Did you actually, while you were teaching at Rikers to your students, I would say, right? Was there anything that you learned from anyone in particular as well, just about circumstances, life?
Sanity is something that we take for granted until, the pandemic hit us, and there were so many people who were so-called quote-unquote sane,
Sure.
Who needed support, who felt they were on the brink of insanity, completely functional, high-functioning people. The time, this is pre-pandemic, as a student there after graduated, and I joined this job, and I had all these ideas about, my privilege, and, I'm going to prison and I want to rehabilitate and I want to do good work. And once you get there, the growing feeling is, my goodness. When I hear the stories of the people that got them there, it could have so easily been any of us.
Very true.
It becomes really gray, and I think you just become less judgmental as a human being. And in retrospect, I didn't know that at that time that it would be the best training for the life of an actor. where you have to approach any character you play without judgment.